Imagine winds so powerful they can lift cars, flatten buildings, and turn entire coastlines into rubble. Today, we dive into the strongest hurricanes ever recorded, storms that shook history and proved just how powerful our planet can be. These names, Patricia, Katrina, Haiyan, aren't just data points, but symbols of nature's raw power and humanity's vulnerability. Each storm tells a story of survival, loss, and the indomitable spirit of communities forced to rebuild. Welcome to our countdown of the most destructive, intense, and unforgettable hurricanes in human history. Prepare to witness nature at its most extreme. In October 2015, the Eastern Pacific gave birth to Hurricane Patricia, a storm that stunned meteorologists worldwide. In just 24 hours, Patricia's winds skyrocketed to 215 miles per hour, making it the most powerful tropical cyclone ever measured in the Western Hemisphere. Its pressure dropped to a record 872 millibars, creating a near-perfect heat engine visible from space. As Patricia barreled toward Mexico, catastrophic projections loomed. The government launched a massive evacuation, moving tens of thousands to safety. But just before landfall, the Sierra Madre Mountains disrupted the storm, weakening it from a Category 5 to a Category 4. The damage was severe, with flash floods and mudslides, but the apocalyptic scenario was narrowly avoided. Patricia's story is a chilling record of nature's ultimate power, and a reminder that geography can sometimes offer a last-minute reprieve. It set a new benchmark for hurricane intensity in a warming world. While Mexico was spared the worst, Patricia showed us the terrifying upper limit of what these storms can become. It's a warning. The greatest disasters are sometimes the ones we narrowly avoid. The legacy of Patricia is a testament to the unpredictable power of our planet. It's a storm that redefined what we thought possible, and it leaves us asking, what's next? The world is watching and learning. The 2005 Atlantic hurricane season was relentless, and its crowning monster was Hurricane Wilma. Wilma rapidly intensified, dropping 97 millibars in just 24 hours, becoming the most intense Atlantic hurricane ever recorded. Its tiny pinhole eye and 185 mph winds devastated Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, stalling for 2 days and submerging entire resort areas. After Mexico, Wilma crossed the Gulf and struck Florida as a major hurricane, causing one of the largest power outages in state history. The storm's financial toll reached $29 billion. Wilma's legacy: a storm that went from minor threat to record-breaking monster with terrifying speed. It proved that a hurricane's destructive potential is a mix of intensity, size, and path. For millions, Wilma is synonymous with destruction that reshaped landscapes and lives. It was a brutal exclamation point on an already historic hurricane season. Wilma's story is a warning. Hurricanes can escalate in the blink of an eye. Preparation is everything, and the Atlantic remains unpredictable. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina became more than a storm. It was a national tragedy that exposed deep vulnerabilities. Katrina intensified over the Gulf, then struck the Gulf Coast as a massive hurricane, unleashing a colossal storm surge. New Orleans, protected by aging levees, was catastrophically flooded when those levees failed. 80% of the city was submerged. Thousands were stranded on rooftops awaiting rescue. Over 1,800 lives were lost, and more than 1 million people were displaced. The economic impact exceeded $125 billion, making Katrina the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history. The disaster forced a national reckoning on engineering, preparedness, and inequality. Katrina's aftermath revealed that the greatest hurricane threat is often water, not wind. Today, New Orleans is rebuilt, but the scars remain. Katrina's legacy: a permanent reminder that our infrastructure is as critical as the storms themselves. The lessons learned have reshaped disaster management, but the memory of Katrina endures, and the risk remains. In November 2013, Super Typhoon Haiyan, Yolanda in the Philippines, redefined intensity at landfall. With sustained winds of 195 mph, Haiyan struck the city of Guyuan at near-peak strength. The wind obliterated concrete buildings and flattened entire towns, like Tacloban. Survivors described the sound as a deafening, endless roar. Then came the storm surge, a wall of water over 20 feet high, sweeping away everything in its path. The official death toll exceeded 6,300, with millions left homeless. The aftermath was apocalyptic, entire communities erased, a humanitarian crisis on a massive scale. International aid poured in, but destroyed infrastructure made relief efforts nearly impossible at first. Haiyan exposed the vulnerability of developing nations to superstorms. It's now a symbol in climate change discussions, a preview of what warmer oceans may bring. For the Philippines, Yolanda is a scar and a story of resilience. The world watched and learned, and the threat of superstorms grows. Before satellites and radar, the 1935 Labor Day hurricane struck the Florida Keys with terrifying speed and power. With a pressure of 892 millibars and estimated winds of 185 mini-machines, it remains the most intense U.S. landfall. Hundreds of World War I veterans, housed in flimsy camps, were caught in the storm's path. A rescue train was derailed by the storm surge, sealing the fate of many. Survivors described the experience as pure terror. Buildings torn from foundations, a deafening roar, and a wall of water sweeping over the islands. The death toll exceeded 400, but many were never found. The storm ended the era of the overseas railroad and led to new safety standards. The 1935 hurricane is a chilling reminder of nature's power in an age without warning. Its intensity has never been repeated on U.S. soil. In 2017, Hurricane Irma became a symbol of relentless power and endurance. Irma maintained 180 mph winds for 37 hours, the longest ever recorded. It devastated the Leeward Islands, leaving Barbuda nearly uninhabitable and stripping landscapes bare. Irma then slammed into Cuba and, after weakening slightly, made landfall in Florida as a massive Category 4. The storm's size was breathtaking, wider than the Florida Peninsula, with hurricane-force winds stretching over 160 miles. Nearly the entire state experienced damaging winds and one of the largest power outages in U.S. history. Irma's destruction spanned from the Caribbean to the southeastern U.S., costing over $77 billion and claiming more than 130 lives. Its legacy, a marathon storm that refused to weaken, proving that size and endurance can be as deadly as peak wind speed. Irma was a wake-up call for millions. Preparation and resilience are key. The Atlantic's fury is unrelenting, and the next storm is always on the horizon. Stay ready. In 1980, Hurricane Allen achieved a rare feat, reaching Category 5 intensity 3 separate times. Allen's first peak devastated St. Lucia, crippling its economy. After weakening, it re-intensified over the central Caribbean, scraping Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Its third and most powerful phase came in the Yucatan Channel, with winds peaking at 190 mph and a pressure of 899 millibars. The Gulf Coast braced for disaster, but Allen weakened before landfall in Texas, sparing the region from total catastrophe. Still, the storm caused hundreds of deaths and billions in damages across a dozen countries. Allen's journey was a masterclass in hurricane dynamics, a storm that fed, weakened, and fed again. Its triple peaks are a rare, terrifying reminder of the energy stored in our oceans. Allen's story hurricanes can be multi-act dramas of power and unpredictability. The lessons remain vital today, and the threat is ever present. From Patricia's record winds to Katrina's devastation, these storms reveal nature's incredible power and our vulnerability. Each hurricane is a lesson in survival, innovation, and the need for preparedness. Advances in forecasting and disaster response have saved countless lives. But as the climate warms, the potential for extreme storms grows. Our journey to understand and coexist with these forces is far from over. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more stories of science and survival. Stay safe, stay curious.